start.
Sir, I have one question. In many materia medicas, we read about the suicidal tendency of Aurum. But how does Aurum patient represent his suicidal tendency, or how does he represent himself in the OPD?
Komal, basically what happened in my last 31 years of practice, very occasionally patient has said that they have suicidal thoughts or they have attempted the suicidal attempt, because generally no one wants to explain such a thing. Aurum is the person who is specifically have a suicidal tendency which is mentioned in each and every materia medica. But if you understand the evolution of a aurum, this is the end stage of a aurum. This is not the aurum basically. Aurum is rather different. If you understand aurum with its rubrics, you will understand the evolution of the aurum. One thing you can find it out, that aurum, the person originally is the industrious person. He is very hard worker. He wants to do each and everything in a meticulous way. He is fastidious, but fastidiousness is always in order in case of aurum. If you consider the aurum, he has a fatherly approach. That means he wants to, he knows that he is conscientious enough to find it out what is right and wrong, and he is always a righteous person, and he expects everyone should be like that. Even his children, he expects the same. When he is working at his job, he also expects the same in the children, in the persons who used to do the job. He expects the similar things. Sometimes if he is working in the company, being a manager, he expects same thing from the employees. And this is the problem with the aurum. He expects the same thing as he is. He is the person who used to rule, and whatever the rules are there, he used to follow those rules. This is the aurum. So he expects everyone should follow the rules as he used to do. He unless and until he finishes his work completely, he will not going to stop his work. If you compare with the Kali Carbonicum, both of them are the persons who are responsible. But Kali Carb is more of a duty one, whereas Aurum is more of an industrious type. Kali Carb, yes, definitely, Kali Carb will going to do his work. If the duty is fixed between 9 to 5, Kali Carb will work 9 to 5 and he will finish his work at 5 o'clock, and then he will never think about work. Aurum is not like that. Aurum is workaholic. He wants to continue the work till he finishes the work. So it doesn't matter, the duty is 9 to 5, even it is 7 o'clock, even it is 8 o'clock, unless and until he finishes the work, he will not come out or he will not take the rest. And whatever work Aurum will do, that will be in a proper order, in a sequence, in a meticulous way, in a date-wise format. And this he expects from everyone. So meticulous he is. And what happens? He never considers, the Aurum is a syphilitic person, he never considers that rest of the persons are not Aurum. He never knows. He expects that everyone should be Aurum. And this is not possible. What happened? I have seen one case very early in my practice. In fact, it was 31 years back when I started just a practice. One old fellow came to me who had a typical religious mark on his forehead, and he had a severe vertigo, very severe. He was not able to sit. He was around 80 years of old, and he came for the vertigo problem, and I asked him, so what is your problem, Baba? Why do you feel so disturbed? He said, doctor, I want to explain few things. If you ask like this, then I want to share something. And then he started narrating that he is a very perfectionist, very particular. He was from very poor family, but how he has developed whole thing, how he came out with all those things, and he has credited his name in the society. And what had happened? I have 3 children, 3 sons, and all of them are opposite to my nature. Everyone has having all types of habits. I used to tell them, don't do this, go, if you want to keep your name in the society, you have to do such and such thing, and no one follows. All of them, they are drunkard, they are druggists, they are smokers, they are whatever the material is there in their house, they used to spend for the purpose of drinking. So I got so much disturbed. But what happened? There are small kids to them. Who will look after them? I have to, unless and until they get married, I cannot live my life. I cannot end my life. I want to end my life, but I cannot, because I have to, at least they should get married. And for that purpose, I am living. And this stress is continuously there in my mind. So Aurum has 2 tasks. He has the suicidal thoughts, but he cannot do because he has a responsibility. Aurum is the very responsible person. And Aurum never wants to suicide unless and until his whole responsibility he has finished. But sometimes such types of frustration make him fall towards the depression, towards the despair. The things which are not followed up according to him ultimately led him towards the suicidal thoughts. And that is the failed state of Aurum. And then only Aurum wants to suicide. But when he wants to suicide, he attempts directly. There is no thought. Only for the certain reasons only there is a thinking. Yes, I want to, unless and until they get married, I will not suicide. I will not end my life. These things are there with Aurum. I have given Aurum to that fellow, Aurum 1 mg 3 doses, and immediately his vertigo has stopped. He came out of that depression. His frustration disappeared. And then he took the responsibility. He survived more than 10 years thereafter. And all of 3 of them, the 3 children of his son, all of them, they got married, and thereafter this fellow had died because of aging process. Aurum is like that. So Aurum is the person, either he directly attempts the suicide because of failed state, but it is not the thing. Aurum is a very good person, very perfectionist, very meticulous, very particular. He is very religious. He likes the music very much. In fact, music ameliorates. That is the rubric you can get over there in Aurum. And he likes the religious types of music. He likes the bhajans, he likes the kirtan, he likes the classical Indian music. He never likes the tarantula-like music, that Western music he never likes. He likes the classical. And that is actually the Aurum is there. But what is presented in our Materia Medica is exactly the end stage of the Aurum. And that's why every Materia Medica you get the suicidal tendency, suicidal thoughts, suicidal disposition in Aurum. So Aurum, that stage is only the failure state of the Aurum. Aurum is number 1 person in fact. If you observe the Aurum, if they always wants to top over there, they always wants to go ahead, and they maintain that position by hook or crook. They are syphilitic in their nature, and that's why no word is missing in their dictionary. They always wants to do the things in a righteous way and go ahead, and they top. If I have observed many of the Aurum persons, their car number is either 1 or 111 or 1111, like this. They always wants to do. I have seen one person who was Aurum, and who used to use only one car, Ambassador. That was his brand, and he never changed throughout his life, the Ambassador. Because he is someone who has that specific position, and Aurum are like that. So that is actually the Aurums are. But we get exactly opposite, and we never get that Aurum in our OPD, the suicidal person. We get such types of Aurum with which we can recognize, yes, these are the Aurums. With which we can find it out. Yes, this is Aurum with which we can find it out and prescribe Aurum. And I have solved many cases on the basis of that. Patient comes to you and they talk in the specific format. What has happened, doctor? In the month of May 2020, evening 6 o'clock, I all of a sudden started getting a severe headache on right side. They talk in such a sense. They always gives you dates. They always gives you the days, the times. They are very meticulous. They comes to you, they have arranged the whole reports in a perfect way. That order you can find it out with the Aurum. And second important thing which you can get in Aurum is the Aurum nose is very difficult. It is knobby tip of the nose. The personality, you can just find it out. It is noble personality. They have their righteous approach with them, and that you can catch with the person who is very religious, very meticulous, to the point, a perfectionist, is the Aurum. The field side is only reflects exactly the opposite state of Aurum. So that's the Aurum in our OPD. Okay.